the video starts, make sure you follow our socials in the description and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Welcome back to your P Podcast, people. Back again this week with a very special episode. I'm joined by Pro Rugby League player Ellis Robson. How are you, mate?
Not bad, mate. Thanks for inviting me.
Mate, I'm happy for you to kind of come on. I mean, to be fair, you've made a sort of short journey over, haven't you?
Yeah, not far.
Yeah, because we've kind of grown up very close to each other, because I grew up in Ducky.
Yeah.
You were an Ardie lad, weren't you?
Yeah, Ardenshire, yeah. So I grew up, I was from Jarlston and then obviously went Ardenshire, so it's only like 15, 20 minutes. Live in Stockport now, so it's not far.
Not far at all. And obviously, like when I was growing up, Ardenshire was always a big rugby school and a big sort of like sporting school as well. So is that how you sort of like first ventured in there, or?
Yeah, I think it was always the school I was kind of wanted to go to. You know, like you think, oh, Ardenshire, this and that, big rugby school. But it was just like, to be honest, it was more like for the academics, because my mum and dad were like, you need to do well in school, get yourself grounded and stuff like that. But obviously the rugby helps because they was good at that. Oh,
it definitely helps as well, because majority of people in Ardenshire played for All Winnings. It was just like a hand in hand, or they played for a club, didn't they?
Yeah.
More often than not. I want to talk to you about your code as well, because just to introduce yourself, you play Pro Rugby League, don't you?
Yeah, that's the one.
Keighley Cougars.
Yeah.
Really.
Keighley Cougars, yeah.
Yeah. I always hate pronouncing that. Like Keighley, because it just doesn't look.
No, because loads of people say Keighley.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's Keighley or Keighley, but
I've always heard Keighley, but I'm like,
yeah.
It's a small town. Is it just outside of Bradford?
Yeah, I think it's like you've got to go through Corn and that to get there. It's only a small village, but it's funny. Like say, you see some characters knocking around there.
Definitely. And they're rugby mad as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Fair play to them. They turn out in the numbers, which is good. Like say, you get some big, massive clubs who get barely any fans, and then they get a lot for the small area what they're in, so they do.
It's always better like that, isn't it? Because everyone's more sort of like, everyone knows each other as well. It's a bit of a community in it, rather than just
definitely.
Just randomly turning up and seeing what it is to see.
Yeah, it's like rugby league first and then school and that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's the way it should be.
Work it afterwards. To be fair though, like, so you're currently playing in League One, aren't you?
Yeah, we just got relegated last year, which was a tough year, but shit happens, done it.
Happens, done it. It's pro sports, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose. But so you were playing in the Championships last year, but the Championship have got some big names in there, like Sheffield Eagles and sort of like the teams.
There's loads of good teams knocking about, like you say. Featherstone have been like juggernauts in that division for years, and you know you've got Halifax, Widnes are a massive club.
Yeah.
There's loads of teams, and then I think this year what was mad was like the gulf between the bottom teams and the top teams was like limited, really.
Yeah.
And it's never really been like that, but it was a tough year for us, like you know, but we did well. There was a lot of turbulence throughout the year as well. A lot of stuff happened, but it's just one of them things, sporting, I suppose.
Sport, yeah, I suppose. But it's good that you had a very competitive league, I suppose. Well, a lot of players in your league now play Super League, or majority, if you're looking at a team, you'd say probably 12 or 13 have played in the Super League at least once, haven't they?
Definitely.
Like, it's very competitive. I was seeing like I was going through sort of a Sheffield team. We've got like Ben Jones-Bishop and like people like that.
Yeah. So I mean, you see mad compilations of them on
YouTube
and that, and you're like, fucking hell. No, there's loads. Even like like Keighley, we've got we had like, he's called Sid. He played loads Super League. Brad Walker, Mark Ione. We had like 6 or 7 lads who played all Super League all year, and we got relegated. So like that
shows how competitive it is.
That's what I mean, and you know it's good. I think like the gulf's getting smaller between the top division and the middle, but I mean, you say that, and then when you actually go and play in Super League, you realise the difference in speed and that, yeah.
So you play Super League, haven't you? You played for both Salford and Warrington.
Salford and Warrington, yeah.
Yeah. What was that like, sort of breaking through? Because you were at Warrington from a young age, weren't you?
Yeah, so I played rugby union up until I was 15, and then I just, on the whim, Warrington come and watch the school game.
Nice.
And they said, oh, we want to invite you down to come and train with us. And I was like, oh, yes, I'll give it a go. Completely different. I was like, nearly wanted to quit. I thought, I can't do this, it's too rough for me. And then I stuck at it, and then I got an academy contract for the 19s.
Oh, nice.
So
like a scholarship sort
yeah,
of
thing. So you have scholarship what's 15 to 16, and then academy what's 16 to 19. So I thought, I'll give that a go. Like, obviously, it was you got paid like to go, so that was like your first contract as such. And I got my head down and worked hard in there, and then I was captain in the second year and then the third year, and then the new coach come in and he said, right, I want 4 lads to come and train with me with the first team. So the coach at the time put us up, and we was like not bin juice, but you know what I mean, just training, getting the vibe and that. And then ever since then, for like another 5 or 6 years, I just stayed like in that first team system,
around that sort of group,
which was really good because I was like playing and training with like some of the best professionals in the world.
Oh, it's like Stephen Ratchford, is that?
Yeah,
sort of
like Steph Ratchford was there, Chris Hill,
you
know, Ben Curry, like some of the best, like Warrington legends, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I feel like it also hindered me a bit because I was there but not really playing. So I felt like I could have, if I left earlier, I could have moved on more.
Yeah.
But you know, hindsight's a mad thing, innit?
Of course,
you can't do that.
You did also train with some of the best to ever do it, so
that's what I mean.
You can always pick up little tips and tricks out.
Yeah, so you're learning stuff in training all the time. But no, I was there since I was 15 until I was 23, so it's a long time, really. It's a long time.
Well. And then you had a few loan spells, didn't you? So you went to Salford, didn't you?
Yeah, went to Salford.
What was that like then? Cause
that was mint.
Yeah, there's a good group. Salford always come across as a good group of lads. Like, they always seem to kind of get on. I know they have a lot of overseas sort of players who kind of
they did, yeah. When I went, it was just mad for me because obviously they're my team, so it was a bit surreal at first.
Yeah. And
then I had to like snap out of that, like, you know, you're there to perform. You're not like living the dream. Do you know what I mean? But that was mad. Like I was saying before when we was chatting, you know, I was there on the terraces like years ago watching like Gene Sow and all these players, and next minute you're playing with them.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, so it was mad. Like I'm just standing there in awe, like looking at these players.
And you just got to click on, haven't you? I suppose that's what kind of that's what makes a professional, isn't it? You have to have that sort of like click where you just go straight into like work mode almost.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned. That was a good like experience from that. I thought, you know, obviously you're around all these players who you've looked up to, but obviously you deserve to be there.
Yeah.
So you need to like your teammates now, and if you need to tell them, you need to tell them. Do you know what I mean? And that's that was mad, but I loved it when I made my debut at the AJ Bell. That was up there for me. That was one of my best moments.
Good little stadium, in it, AJ.
Yeah, it's
I
ace.
really like it. It's like an old school sort of like football ground to describe for people who've not seen it. So you've got two terraces, main stand and a smaller stand. And is it Sale who play there as well?
Yeah, Sale Sharks play there.
So it's a big stadium and
I think it's about 12,000 or something like that. Nice mint.
It's just off the motorway as well, so it's easy to get to, which is always good. Yeah, because my dad kind of brought me up and was like, oh yeah, we're going to go watch Wigan. And then when Wigan weren't playing...
As you're doing it, it
was one of them where, like, because we're not from Wigan, so it was a case of, my dad just liked Rugby League, so it was a case of, well, we'll go and watch Wigan. We went on a few away days and stuff, and then we were like, do you know what, we might as well just go watch Salford as well, just for a couple of games, see how it is. He loved it.
Yeah.
The only problem is there's a lot of United fans who follow Salford.
Yeah.
Like, all the chants are just the same as United chants.
Yeah. See, that's all right for me because I'm a United fan.
I mean, I was stood there and I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
I know. I thought that when they was chanting, I thought if you're a City fan, you're not going to like it. But
it's very, very sort of like United dominated.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, I suppose. It's Salford as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's funny, like, obviously I go to some of the United games and you see the same people knocking about, it makes you laugh. Yeah. But they're the same, just love the club. Salford fans, like, you know, I can't give them enough praise for what they like. They just die for the club, like, you know, and that's special for, like, as a player, because you know that anything you do, they're going to champion you. Like, 100%. Do you know what I mean? And that was massive, especially coming from the viewpoint of a fan playing for Salford. It was just mad.
Did you sort of... Do you know what, when you were going to that United, did you get recognised by like, Salford fans a fair bit, or like, did you used to get kind of like stopped here and there? Or?
No, rarely. I think, like you say, there's that mad amount of people, and like you say, you're not big celebrities, are you? Do you know what I mean? And it was, I recognised some of the fans who was giving out shit like that, made me laugh.
Yeah, you're walking past.
Most of them, no, not really, not United. I think. I've seen a few like knocking about people who've like recognised me in that, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, it's Rugby League. So Rugby League is like it's very northern dominated, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's just a northern dominated. So was that sort of like the reason why you went in there when you were sort of like young? Is that was why your coach you chose? Because a lot of people I know who went to Audenshaw play Union.
Well, I played when I was at Audenshaw. I played for Manchester Rugby Union.
Nice.
In Cheadle Hume, their same main club, just everyone there. And I never had any involvement in Rugby League until I was 15. So I was Rugby Union.
Right, so when Warrington first came over...
I'd only just started playing Rugby
That's
League
mental,
then, yeah. So So rugby union, I was like, I love it. I went through like Manchester District, played for Lancashire, played for Sale, Sharks. I was like going all the way through. And then I just tried it. Something in me wanted to try it because I loved watching it. And I thought, I'll try it. And then it got to a point where like Sale was kind of saying, we're going to offer you a deal, but we can't tell you that yet. And Warrington said, well, we've got this. You need to take it or leave it. So at the time, I thought the Warrington deal was better to go through, yeah. But predominantly, my background is all rugby union. Played rugby union all my life since I was like 8, really.
I bet that's quite common though, because union's massive in it. Like compared to league, it is like leagues above really, and there's when the money involved as well. But you see so many rugby players sort of switching codes, don't you? Like Jason Robinson, for example.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
The most famous one. He's the England World Cup winner, and I mean, he used to piss it for Wigan constantly. Like so, people do switch over quite a lot, don't they?
Yeah. It's I think it's hard. I think there's a lot of switching like when you're younger, but I think rugby union is that technically dominated. I think it's hard to go over and be like a forward or something like that. I think you've got to kind of edge your bets as a back. Yeah. But it's like our kid plays Lennon, and I watch him, and I'm like, what the fuck are the rules here? Do you know, like watching rugby union?
What are you doing? Why are you jumping on each other?
I'm like, what's happening here? But like, it's skill in its own right, isn't it? Like it's an art form. That's what Jack Davis says. Looking about everything.
We play Sagossos at the moment.
But no, it's right, and you do get a lot of switching, but I don't think so much anymore. I think it's kind of mellowed out a bit now. I think you kind of choose your path and then go with that. Really, I think that's the way.
Do you think that rugby league players are fitter than sort of rugby union players due to sort of like the quick pace of the game? Do you feel like you need to have a certain standard of fitness to kind of be a rugby league player?
Yeah, I think rugby league is mad, like in terms of fitness. I don't think it's one of them things like you get used to it, but it takes a long time.
There's no break, is there? You just constantly tackle up, go.
Especially with like the shot clocks and that now, you only get like 20 seconds. And I think it's different. I think like if you look at it, like the balling plays for a lot longer, so you have to be more aerobically fit and, you know, retreat in 10. But rugby union's more like short exertive force, in it. You know, the forwards, I bet they're goosed all the time in union. So I would say that you would need to be fitter in rugby league, but in the same breath,
it's a different type of fitness.
Different type of fitness,
yeah. You need to be more sort of like be able to move around.
Yeah,
sort of like
that's what I mean. I'm not going to put my head on
a stick.
Just all the rugby union lads after me, all. But you've got to be fit to play it.
Yeah,
you just stick out like a sore thumb if you're not fit. Because I've been there when you're not fit enough and you just get peppered and it's not nice.
I've seen some like big people as well in rugby league, and they just run for days as well. And you're like, how are you, a 6'5" metre?
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
just
mate.
Running for 80 minutes. It's an absolute joke. You play, so you're a prop, aren't you? Or loose forward, is that right?
Loose forward or second row,
Second row, yeah. Your role is in league is very different to how it would be in union, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because would you'd be in the scrumming union, wouldn't you? Would it be?
So like a second row in union, I'd be the big tall 6'5" one, and I'm only 5'10", so that won't work out. You know what I mean?
It's so different, isn't it?
Yeah,
because,
it's mad.
So what's like your primary role sort of like in league then? Like are you sort of like the ball carrier or?
Yeah, like a second rower is they kind of have to do like a bit of everything. The way rugby league is, it's like, so you have like your wingers, your centres, your halfbacks, your second rowers, don't you? Obviously know. And then so you kind of that link between the backs and the middles. So you got to like just.
You got to kind of bring it all together.
Yeah, just bring it all together. It's hard. It's a tough role, to be fair. But you've got to be fit because you've got to like chase everything, be back for everything. You like that. Forward when you need to be a forward, but a back when you need to be a back. Do you know what I mean?
You do all the gritty work, don't you?
Yeah.
Like your centres and your wingers get all the plaudits, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, they're always like your showmen. They're the people who score all the tries, and you know they do all the highlight reels. Whereas you do all like the gritty work of just nailing down a guy.
Yeah. To be fair to the backs now, they do a lot of like the yardies carries and stuff, don't they? And then, but that being in the middle, that's by far the toughest there. Yeah. You don't even have time to think in there.
Do you sort of like play off instinct then quite a lot? Like, because obviously you've got a vast experience now. Like, do you sort of find yourself when you're in a game just playing off sort of like instincts of, because it's such a quick moving game, you can't really.
Yeah, I think you have like a structure what you're playing, but you have that that free role, whereas to say like if you think something's going to come off, then got to go for it off your own back.
Yeah.
But a lot of that's down to the coach. Like the coach who we've got, Keighley, he's very much like play what you see.
Nice.
So don't worry too much about if it don't come off. Whereas I've had coaches who were like, this is the system, this is what we play.
Very rigid.
Yeah,
you play
this
like
is what
this.
we do. Do you know what I mean? But I try to more now, like just go off instinct and just play what I see. So I think that's the best way you can be, really, isn't it? Like if you're too regimented, then. But I have also been that type of player when I've been too scared to make a mistake. And
It shows, doesn't it?
Yeah, it shows. Yeah. And then, like you say, that works. You think, right, I'm doing my job, but then you're not doing enough because you just. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, it's me just being a fucking lunatic.
No, I completely get what you mean, because you need to make sure that you kind of got that fluidity in your play. Because if you're playing rigid, and for example, you're going to be predictable.
Yeah.
Like you're coming up against another second row, they may know what you're going to do, they're just going to nail you. Like, every time. Do you think sort of like being the captain of a team? Because obviously you were captain, weren't you, last year for a few games? I saw for Keighley. So how does that sort of differ in the fact of your role on the pitch? And are you sort of like looking out for other sort of plays, or like how does it sort of differ for being a captain?
I think it's hard, to be honest, because at the time when I got appointed captain, I've never really seen myself as a captain, but I was Warrington scholarship captain, I was the academy captain, you know, I've been in that role, but for me, like, when I got given it, I thought, oh, fucking hell, it's madness, because there was, like I said before, there's mad senior players in the team, like, you've got, like, Junior Sal, Mark Ione, like, players like Kyle Trout, who's played hundreds of games, and I was like, how am I supposed to boss these around? But then, to be fair to, he was called Jamel Coleman, he said, like, you're not there to change anything about how you play. You're just there to keep leading by example. Because he said, like, I feel the lads respect how you play, so just keep leading by example. And I thought it was good. It made me grow as a player, to be honest, like, because I was always kind of just, if I'm doing my job and the people around me are all right, then everything will be all right, because you play on edges. But it's learnt me to, like, you just got to look out for players more, like with the referee speaking to the refs and just telling lads, you know, you need to sort this out, sort that out, or spot certain players. And it was hard at first. I struggled to adjust to it, because I thought, right, I've got to change into this new player now. And I was like, I don't, just keep playing how you're playing.
That's a good realisation, though, isn't it? To realise, because at the end of the day, like, he's chosen you for a reason. You know, he's seen something in you, but even if you don't see yourself, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think that was always, deep down, was like, not a downfall, but I had that self-doubt, like, why has he chose me?
Yeah.
Like, why is it me? Because I was only 24 at the time, so I was one of the youngest on the team.
Yeah. So
I'm like, how am I supposed... But to be fair, all the players was like, it's a fucking right choice. And they listened to me, do you know what I mean? And I think, I'm not the type of bloke who's going to stand there and be like, do this, do that, do this. I'm quite laid back, outgoing, so I'm like, you know, just... So if the coach comes in and gives it a big one, I'll just say, like, just keep doing what we're doing.
Of course,
like,
at the end of the day, you're all professionals. You've all got experience.
That's what I mean.
How to play the game of rugby.
And obviously, I had, like I said, Junior Sal. He was really good for me. He, like, helped me through and was... Because he's a massive voice. So even as captain, like, I don't talk all the time, because you've got other leaders in the team. Because I'm a firm believer that you don't need to be a captain to be a leader.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
And that's sort... Do you know what I mean? And he tells you how it is, and he sprays me on the pitch. So if I'm doing something wrong, he'll give it me. So I think that's a good precedent for, like, other players. Just because you're the captain doesn't mean you're exempt from anything. That's what I mean. And that's what I think I struggled with at first. I thought I was being... It was giving me that, like, not superiority, but something I'd never had before, like a valuable role within a team. So it was really good for, like, my development as a player. And it doesn't change anything, really. All you do is the coin toss at the start of the game, innit, really?
Yeah, and then is it just you who speaks to the ref then? Is the rest of the players aren't allowed to speak to him?
Yeah, I think your vice captain can speak to him.
Right, is it so it's the two of you?
Yeah, so, but he was the same. He was called Tommy Doyle. He's, like, unreal player. But he was a proper leader. So he would say a lot and do a lot, and obviously you had Junior saying a lot, doing a lot. So really for me, it wasn't really... It was just lead by your actions, you know. Run hard, tackle hard, don't do stuff you wouldn't expect off other players that you wouldn't do yourself.
Of course.
That's what...
Lead by example.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. And it was funny. Like you say, the more I got into it, the more I could... and then you get the piss taken out of you, don't you, like, about being the captain and stuff, but it's funny. But the hardest thing was, like you said, because I was only 24 and I had less experience than all these other players, I was like, am I the right... Have you chose the right person? But fair play to Jammer, he was like, no, you're the captain. And that stayed, and the same will be next year. So obviously, it must be doing something right regarding that role. And
nice, it's good. It's good to kind of have that confidence moving forward as well, because you could be a captain for the next 7-8 years. Like, how old's Junior Sal? Was he in mid-30s?
I think he's like 30, 32, 33, something like that.
So you've got a big career still ahead of you.
Fucking hope so.
What are your sort of goals for this season? Like, obviously, you've been relegated now. You're going down into League One with some very big players. Are you sort of just looking at promotion?
Yeah, so it's been a bit mad this year, like, because a couple of teams have dropped out, so it's only like a 9-team league.
So who's in your league? Is it going to be like Oldham?
Yeah, like Oldham, they've signed some big players.
They've got who's Patrick Hardvan? Does he play for Oldham?
He played for him last year. I'm not so sure
Not
this
sure
year,
this year, yeah.
But they've got some good players this year. There's Oldham, I think there's Workington, Midlands, obviously Keighley, Hunslet, Cornwall. Yeah. I've never been there, so I don't know how fucking far that is, but it sounds far.
Mate, I think it is far. That's so mad how they're in the league then.
Yeah. Well, when Ottawa folded, Ottawa rebranded to Cornwall.
Nice.
So that was like the.
So it's got like the same sort of like owners, same directors.
Yeah, same like.
Rebranded.
Yeah, so the idea what they tried doing with Ottawa was then put to Cornwall.
Yeah.
Which obviously is in the same country, so it's more. They're trying to expand the game.
You see that with obviously in the Super League you've got like Catalans are flying the last 3 years.
Yeah, they're mint them now, aren't they?
They're really good, but they were always shit when I was growing up.
Yeah, they was like in the bottom 4, weren't they?
Yeah, and now they're just like unreal. But obviously you got like Toulouse who you played for as well. What was it like playing internationally then in France? Yeah,
it was pretty mad, to be fair. Like, that was the same, that just come about out of nowhere. Like, my agent just phoned me and was like, what do you think about going to Toulouse? And this was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm obviously keen, and I thought it'll take a couple of weeks. And he messaged me at the night saying, you need to pack a bag and get ready because you've got a flight on Thursday morning.
Fucking hell.
So I was like, right, because obviously I live with my girlfriend and I've got my house and got a dog and that. I was like, right. But she's ace with it, to be fair. She was like, oh, just go. And Feats just wanted me away, to be fair.
That's not 6 month holiday where
yeah, that's what I mean. So I went there and flew, and then I played on the Saturday. I had one session on the Friday and played on the Saturday. Played probably my best game of the year. Like, played really well. And it was just mad. Just like, because everything just feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even though it's not, you're like 2 hours away. But no, I loved it there. It was short lived. I was only there for like 5 weeks, but it was mint there.
Did you have to like fly to away games then, or like get a ferry over for away games?
Yeah, so we just used to fly back over.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Every away game.
Yeah, it was mad. But it was mint because you was like, so you fly out and you were staying in like hotels and then you was flying back and it felt like proper.
It's like a long holiday, innit?
Yeah, like, yeah. But no, it was good. Obviously, I was only there for a short period, so I was just taking it all in.
Yeah.
But I think if you was out there for a longer period of time without your family, I reckon you'd probably struggle a bit more. But I was staying with a lad called Matty Russell, and he was mint. He was like just showing me around everywhere.
Yeah.
And but they're the same. They've got like mint players and stuff like that. I feel like they could add a lot to Super League in my personal opinion, and I think they should have been maybe protected a bit more. But you know, then again, you can't just start favouring certain teams, can you? Because you then it just opens up a can of worms. But no, it was mint there. And I only went in like winter as well, or like spring, and It was still like 20 degrees. So when we went...
Imagine being in the summer, mate, I'd be hard.
Well, we went over with Keighley earlier this year, and it was 35 degrees at the same stadium.
Yeah.
Like, so we had to push kick-off back an hour. But then they were saying there's going to be a thunderstorm, so they was like, well, you need to get... And anyway, there wasn't. But 35 degrees, it was just like, just can't breathe. Yeah. But they're obviously conditioned to it, so they're just like pissing about, laughing about. Yeah. We're all fucking blowing like 10 minutes in.
It's the same with like the Catalans as well, because they play like South France, and it's basically sort of like Spain.
Yeah.
So I bet it's fucking hot there.
Yeah, it's red hot there. I've only ever played academy at that ground, but I've been like, when you're like 18th man travelling reserve type thing, and it was red hot.
So their academy sides are also playing the English sides?
They did, but they don't have an academy team anymore.
They don't?
No, because they've got like, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but they've got like, it's called Elite One. That's their own version of like a championship. So I think they just put the teams in that now, which makes loads more sense.
It makes a lot more sense rather than having to fly them over. Bear in mind that you're going to have 17, 18-year-olds who...
Well, that's what we did. We obviously went and we was buzzing, like, obviously playing in France. But we went there and back on the day.
Oh,
so we couldn't...
couldn't enjoy the lifestyle.
Yeah, we couldn't lap it up, like, and then we had a good win and the coach was like, straight after the game, no drinking, all this and that. And obviously a few went out and had a few beers because we had to watch the first team after, so it was good. Just all good experience. Like, you forget, like, speaking about it now, you forget about it all. You know what I mean?
A lot of people said that when I had guests on, when they started telling me stories, and they're like, I just forgot about that. And you're like, oh, wish I was sold out. But so we'll have a little break for that'll be part one. And part two, I want to talk a bit more about sort of like the change room aspect, because I've spoken to lots of footballers about sort of like the change rooms and how they work.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating like how the rugby league sort of changing room aspect will work. And we'll get a few of the questions as well.
Yeah.
To be answered.
All good, mate. All good.
Perfect. Let's see part two. Part two, we are back. We thought we'd start off with a few sort of like questions. So there's one person who we won't name, but he sent in about 8 or 9. So
I don't know who it could be.
But there was an interesting one that I saw from one of your current teammates, or from Junior Sal, who was asking about sort of like kicking.
Yeah.
Is there a story behind that? Or?
Yeah, so it's not even like... We had a massive game coming up against Swinton. And the coach was like, right, this is our game plan, this is what we're doing. Only the halfbacks are kicking.
Okay. We're
doing this, that and this. So I thought, right, sorted, whatever. And we got the ball. It was like halfway through the second half. And I thought, I seen this play on in my head, and I thought, right, this is going to be mint, it's going to come off. And I've dropped the ball on my weak foot, and I've gone to kick it, and I've like Cruyff turned it somehow.
Fucking
I don't know what happened, and anyway, like I've gone arse over tit over the ball, and they've picked it up and ran like 60 metres down the pitch, and he's just giving it me on the floor. So then every time now, and he put it on in video for ages, and he kept sending it me and sending it me. And so he says any kicking. So now every time I get the ball, they just say he's going to Cruyff turn it. So no, and he just takes the piss all the time.
How did you Cruyff turn it?
I've like trapped my foot under the ball, but like it was so embarrassing. I just wanted the ground to like swallow me up. Like,
was it earlier in the game as well?
It was like midway through the second half.
Oh no!
So it wasn't
still got
even
20 minutes to go.
Yeah, it was still a while to go, but I could just feel the coach's eyes on me, and I thought, I'm not even looking here. I'm not, because I did one the week before, and it wasn't too bad, so I was getting that bit of confidence.
Why do you weak foot?
I don't know. I just thought, I'm having it here. Yeah, I thought I'm having it here. So going back to the instinct thing, yeah, I should not do it as much.
maybe the instinct's not as good.
He'll keep saying that to me till I die. It's fucking stupid. When you look back now, I was like, why did he even try and do it?
Yeah.
Like, for fuck's sake. And I just heard him, he was giving it me. I didn't even look at him.
Oh, I knew. I bet he thought as well back in his mind. I know he's giving you on the pitch, but I bet he thought, oh, I've got one over on it.
Yeah.
For fucking weeks now.
Yeah, he has. And then the coach put it on in video and everything, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I thought,
so did you... When you're sort of like training, so how often do you train? Is it 4 days a week?
We train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, play Sunday, so 3 days, 3 times a week, yeah.
And then, so do you have like one of them, is it like one like Wednesday session, is like a video session, like where you...
Yeah, so if you've just played a game, Monday will be like skills, recovery and video.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday will just be like your normal session, and then you do video again on Friday. So we brought it up in video on the Monday and the Friday.
Oh, fucking hell. I bet you thought, this is just going to keep
I was just
going
laughing at the end. But like I knew he was seriously, he was like saying, yeah, don't kick the ball.
Don't kick the ball.
Yeah.
Let's not do it.
And I was like, I'll try not to. I'm sure I did it again. I'm sure I tried it again the same week, but it must have been a bit better because he didn't give me any shit, yeah. But it was shocking. I'll try and find the video, it was bad. It felt bad in the moment doing it, so you know when you're looking back it's going to be bad.
Yeah, you can't even contemplate. So do you on the Friday section, is that just sort of based around opposition? Do you look at like certain players or...
Yeah. You look at like, you just go through their team and like say, this is how they play, this is what they do, these are the key men. Yeah. Do you try your best really? Do you know what I mean? Like watch videos of their shapes and stuff. And then you just do a team run, just go through sets and stuff, like quite light really. Yeah. Just like a feel good session, like as such, you know, just get a bit of morale going and that. The video's important obviously all the time, but and then you obviously just get yourself ready for Sunday, really, from that.
Because we were talking, like, the season is a long season, so you start in Feb, end in October.
Yeah.
It
is long.
Grueling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long season, mate. It's a long season. Plus, like, before that, you've got your pre-season, what starts mid-November.
Oh, Jesus.
So you go, like, mid-November to October, really. I mean, like, obviously, it's intense for us, but obviously, like, the Super League pre-seasons, they're just brutal, then. What you do. And that's there pretty much every day.
Yeah.
In pre-season and stuff, but it is a long season, to be fair, but you get used to it. You got to manage your body better, haven't you? Like, be more sensible with your decisions you're making off the pitch, I suppose.
I suppose you need to be a professional for a long time. What's this about pasta bakes as well? Because I've had a few people asking about your pasta bakes.
Oh no, pasta bake.
I was say, are you known for?
Well, Dave and Margaret, they help out at Keighley, like club legends, and every Friday we do 3 types of pasta bake, and it's mint. Honestly, mate, it's fucking ace. Everyone kicked off when they stopped doing it for something happened and they couldn't make it for a few weeks, or there was blah blah blah, and there was uproar because they couldn't make it.
It sounds like a proper family orientated club, Keith.
Yeah, it is. It's ace. It's mint. It's like when you're at Warrington, like massive international club.
Yeah.
You're kind of away from all that, but at Keighley, like, it's just these small people that make the club run, and you just get to know them really well. But like, the amount of cheese on this pasta bake is ridiculous, mate. You want to see it? That's all it is. It's just pure health.
It's what you want, though, innit?
Yeah, it's ace. So that's why. That's for Steve, who's listening. That Steve Watkinson. I know that'll be him asking that because I love a pasta bake.
So how does it? So is it mainly sort of like volunteer run? Like similar to sort of like the non-league football clubs? Is it very, very sort of volunteer based?
Yeah, so you obviously have your staff, like your director of rugby's and then your S&Cs and stuff, but like a lot of people are volunteers who just...
So like the people behind the bar and...
I'm not sure whether they'll get paid or not, but I think a lot of like... just people who help like clean the ground and
like
people,
committee
and
people,
and people like who there's a guy who does the on the mic for the game. He's a mad cat in, but he does he's a volunteer and just helps out. So it's a lot of like just Keighley diehard fans doing it, which is good. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, they just I think they just do it to get a free ticket, which I would do.
I mean, I'd do as well, wouldn't you? So
I'm only joking. They don't. They do a lot of hard work.
Who are their rivals then? Is it Bradford then? Is that
Bradford?
Right?
Yeah. Bradford Bulls. I had a little stint there as well, playing for them, which was good. Yeah, I was only there for like a 4-week loan, but like I say, they're a big club, massive club, aren't they?
You see that quite often though, don't you, in rugby league? That they're sort of like the short loan process.
Yeah.
Is that sort of like due to injuries that occur, or?
Yeah, it's just to get game time really, because up until last year they didn't really have a reserves all out, so you just. If you're just stuck in that system where you're training but not playing, you're like not really good to anyone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you need to play. So like I've had a few short-term loans like here and there. Normally they will like then transpire into like a longer type loan. Do you know what I mean? But no, it was good there playing at Odsall. That's a good stadium there, isn't it? Massive. But you do see a lot of them like short. You can do like a minimum 2-week loan, which is pretty mad.
Yeah.
But like you can't do out like that in rugby, football. I don't think.
No, you can't. It's very rugby league sort of based on there. So I wanted to discuss about the changing room because we've having a lot of footballs on there. You're the first rugby league player.
Right.
It's been a goal of mine. I started the year. I was like, I need a rugby league player on. So how do your change rooms sort of work then? Do you have like the big characters who sort of like lead it with like the music and stuff, or do you have fines as well?
Yeah, we have a fine system. Yeah.
Who's in charge of fines?
It's a geezer called Kyle Keswick who plays for Keighley, yeah. And if you owe a fine, you're fucking paying it.
So you can't get out of it, can you?
Nah, no, you can't. It's it's good. Like you say, you just have you obviously have your big characters, don't you, in every team. But every team I've been to is so different. It's funny. Like the banter's like pretty ruthless, to be fair, because you're just all like normal working blokes, aren't you? Really, to be honest, and normally starts off a bit like just, oh, you're all right, and then all of a sudden someone will say something, and then it just fucking snowballs, and everyone's giving it each other all the time. But It's the fine systems, like if you're late and stuff like that, it's like a tenner or more on a match day, like if you're late on a match day. But then if you don't want to do it, you roll the dice, or if you pay late, you roll the dice.
Nice.
So you have 6 punishments on there. And then it's a payout to if you don't want to do that. So on top of your fine, you'd have to pay out to not do it. So like, there's been a few funny ones like dye your hair, shave your hair off. They used to be a lot more like when I was at Widnes. They had like brutal ones on theirs. It was like naked, like naked stuff, and that was pretty funny. But but that's been at a few of them. To be fair, like a few clubs have been at, but. It's just like a bit of a deterrent in it to pay you fine.
Yeah, well, you see it quite. Like, the one I think of is Rugby. Was it the Lions tour a few years ago where they made one of the players ring the head coach?
Yeah, that was mad. That
saying he wanted to be captain.
Yeah, he said yeah, didn't he? I think he said yeah.
It's such a good part. That is so funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Like some of them we've had is like you've got to give your phone to someone and they can send one text to someone, anyone in your phone
brutal.
book. Like just
who out of your change room would you not give your phone to? Like who'd be the one person you'd be like?
He's called probably Harvey Spence. He's funny. He'll just he's
Still
got no filter. Yeah, he'll just
yeah.
it's called Youngie. They'll just send anything to anyone. They're not bothered. But what the gist I get is it's pretty similar to football.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a similar vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Like all the football teams that I've spoken to, they all have fine systems with a similar sort of punishment if you don't pay your fine. So do you know, like your fines, do they go to like an end of year do?
Yeah. They all go to like an end of year do. This year, the coach who I do coming halfway through, he implemented it, so there wasn't like that much for this year. Well, considering it was only a couple of months, I think there was about 400 or 500 quid in it.
Bloody, that's some big fines in it. Did you get a fine for your kick?
No, I didn't.
Surely
they tried putting a fine on me for that. But it's just like being late or being on your phone, and then. Yeah. But a lot of lads pay out. So some of them. So if it's shave your hair, lads will pay 50 quid because they don't. That's what I mean. Yeah. So like me, I'm not arsed. You can see me now. Like I'll just dye it or whatever. But some lads are like, no, I'm not doing it. And then obviously you've got younger lads who pay less if they're on like less money, obviously.
Yeah.
Or you can just say, right, some of them are just a straight roll, like if it's bad, like on a game day or something, but it's funny.
I've got to say, for your kick, from what I've been told about, I've not seen it, but that had to be a straight roll. Because...
You'll have to message Junior and say, is it worth a dice roll or not? See what he says.
So what are your sort of like nights out like as a team then, like your end of the year? Are they a bit sort of mad where...
Yeah, they are mad. I've been on some mad ones, to be fair. Because like you say, it's a long season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you just need to...
You have a blowout, don't you?
Yeah, you have to have a blowout. The maddest one I've been on was with Warrington. We went Dublin for 4 nights. That was
that's good.
Yeah, that was a.
So was that just first team, or did you have like your academies there as well?
No, that was like just the first team
group.
Yeah, that was a good do, from what I can remember. It was good, but they're good for like young. So like if you're like a younger player like me, they're good for you to like bring you into the team more. You kind of got to do them, but like. It's imperative for you to do it, to like bring you into the team. Yeah. So ever since I really went on that, I was a lot closer with a lot of the players really, because you know, when you're in training and that, it's not serious, but like it's down to working. Your formalities in it, like you're playing, you're not, blah blah blah. But no, that was ruthless there when we got there. I think but that was the same though. It wasn't planned. We was just. Finished the season and we said, right, who wants to go? And we booked it for the next day and just went.
And just
so that was good, over. Yeah. I think rugby league players, there's nowhere they won't go really. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's quite easy going.
Like. Yeah, just like a lot of them like will just happily go to a local boozer for like 3 or 4 days. Do you know what I mean? And do that, but it's they're mad. Yeah, some of the lads and. All top lads, you know what I mean, and when there's like 30 of you bowling into somewhere, it's always funny,
it's always gonna end well.
Yeah, it's always funny.
It's the same. I've heard some stories about like the football players. It works quite the same. You always have that one sort of like night out there. Where you just have that big blowout. So
you call it like a Mad Monday. That's what it's known as, innit? Which is funny. And it's normally spoken about on the first day of pre-season where we're going on Mad Monday. You're already thinking 11 months ahead, which is that's when you know who the real soldiers are.
When the coach isn't in the room, you're like, right. More importantly, Monday. Mad Monday.
Where we're going, what's happening, which is funny.
So obviously, I'm presuming your ultimate goal is going to be sort of like getting back to the Super League in there. So how big of a difference do you think the Super League is to sort of like your Championship and your League One? Is it such a huge amount, or
from personal experience? Like obviously, I can only really say it from that. I feel like Super League is a lot faster.
Yeah.
More technical in certain aspects. Like obviously, because not so much the plays, but the tactics, I suppose, are a bit like. But Championship for me is harder to play. I think so.
See, I have Will Bucky on here who played for Brighton and Sunderland, and he played in the Championship and Premier League, and he said in football, you have to be more physically fit to play Championship football than Premier League football.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same for you as well.
Yeah, because you've got like Super League, it's all very like I said, it's like quick, fast, skill on point. Whereas in Championship, you've got lads who could easily play Super League, and then you've got lads who just love playing Rugby League, so they play it. So they just want to like go out and absolutely twat someone. And you've got bigger bodies, bigger men, because the game's not as fast.
Yeah.
So like physically, it's like
I
remember my first game of Championship clear as day. I played. It was up in Dewsbury, and I thought like, oh my god, playing against like proper men. I think I was only 18, and it was like a lamb to the slaughter, mate, honestly.
Killed.
Yeah, I was just getting absolutely twatted all over the place, and I thought like, this is different to what we do like at Warrington in training. Like what the fuck's going on? And then when I actually played Super League, I realised the speed was ridiculous, but I didn't find it as physical.
Yeah.
Than Championship, but either way is hard. But I just think Championship, like I've had more sore days getting out of bed the next day than
definitely.
that. But like you say, there's loads of players in Championship who, in my personal opinion, could play Super League. But obviously, they work and earn, so it might work out better to do that. You know, as opposed to being full time.
Yeah.
Which you don't really have that in football, do you? Because even all the way down to like the conference, it's pretty much full time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or League Two, sorry, should I say?
No, to be fair, in the Panorama National, it's now called. I think it's every team but two that are currently like full time.
Oh really?
Yeah. You got like Oldham in there.
Yeah, fucking hell, forget about Oldham, don't you?
Yeah, they've got like is he called Norwood, who's on like really $2-3 a week.
That's mad, that, isn't it?
Fucking playing non-league football, it's mental.
It's ruthless, isn't it?
It is ruthless. So do you work as well as play rugby, or is it just?
Yeah, so I work as well. I do plumbing. Do like mainly like fitting bathrooms and stuff like that.
That's what I do.
That's why a certain man's asked 45 questions about it.
So do you work for yourself, or do your work just say it's fine, you can go away on Monday, Tuesday?
So my boss is my brother-in-law.
Oh,
so
nice.
he's got his own company. So I work for him. So he just says like, whenever you need to go, just go, which is lucky really. Because even though it's part time, it's still demanding. Don't like what you've got to do.
Yeah. Say if you've been absolutely clattered, because for example, if you're playing like one of the big teams, like your Swinton, for example, your Featherstone, you're going to be rough the next day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're a bit worse for wear sometimes. Yeah. But no, he's sound with it, to be fair. Like he just says, go when you need to go, and obviously when I'm not in training, I'll do more, and it works well. Yeah.
You can kind of work around it. And then, so have you been like just working full time since you've been off season? Yeah,
so since the when was it, October last year? Yeah. That's when I've been obviously working full time and training, and I enjoy it. To be fair, I like it because I was in full time for so long. It was nice to have a bit of a change. Yeah. Mix up and like switch up in my life and stuff. Because when you're full time, like you don't think of anything else.
It's rugby.
It's mad. It is mad. But when I started doing that, nothing I ever thought I would ever do, to be honest. But I really like it and I enjoy it. So
that's all about it.
It's pretty good. Some mad stuff like where I've nearly flooded people's houses, but apart from that, it's all right. Good plumber, by the way. I'm not putting that off. Yeah, I'm saying that.
Yeah, that's very rare. That does happen. Just in case you are watching there.
Yeah, no, but he's really good. The fella who I work for, he's been doing it for years. He's really good, and I appreciate him taking me on. To be fair.
Yeah, 100%. So I want to end on sort of like a few sort of quick fire questions where I just need to know sort of like a bit of name dropping to see who are the best you've sort of played with. So who's the best sort of winger you played with then, do you reckon?
Best winger? Josh Charnley.
Oh, bloody hell, that's a big, bold name. So you played with him at Warrington?
Warrington, yeah.
And then did you play with him at Salford as well? Because he's been to Salford, hasn't
I'm not sure. I didn't play with him at Salford.
Really?
I played with Ken Seal was there, who's also another unreal winger, isn't there?
Yeah. But Charling's the best for you.
Charlie, yeah.
What made him so good then? Because the thing about Charlie when I used to watch him was, like, he was so quick across a short distance. Say if you're 12 metres out and you got kicked to the corner, you've got someone jumping up for a chuck it to him, he's getting down.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to score that try.
Just everything, like, he can finish, he's strong. He's just like, just got it all.
Yeah.
Sounds cringy, doesn't it? But he just has.
Yeah.
He can just do the lot. And he's proven, isn't he, at every fucking level.
Yeah, and he's
even
won however many Super League.
Yeah, and he went to Sale, didn't he? And
Yeah.
he did well there, didn't he? And, you know, yeah. And a top bloke as well.
Yeah.
Really nice bloke.
Who's the best forward you play with then? Who's the one that you stick out for you?
Best forward. Jesus. I'd have to say probably, he's called Jace Clark. He's from Australia.
Yeah.
He's mint. Just everything, like, just does everything. Like, all the 1%ers and everything just mint.
Was it just like effortless what he was doing? Like,
Yeah.
He was just...
And I mean, like, there's been loads of mint forwards, like, you know, Chris Hill, Mike Cooper, Ben Murdoch, Masilla, like, there's loads in it, like, but who were just unreal players. But for me, the way he was with me and how he helped me progress, I think I'd have to go with Jace Clark, to be fair. He's ace.
Nice. And then who... Say, for example, you get in a little bit of trouble on that out, right? You've got about 4 lads here who are ganging up on you. They're going to come at you. Who do you want in your corner with you? Like, any player you play with, who you having with you?
Tommy Doyle, he's called.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he the one he's with you now?
He's just signed for Wakefield. Yeah,
nice.
I'd want him in my corner.
Yeah, he's a bit of a grit.
Yeah, just he's from Leeds. He's a Leeds lad. He's just hard as nails.
Yeah.
Plays hard as fuck, and he just is hard as fuck. You know, when you just like...
Can't mess with him.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely go for him.
And then, so like fullback wise, because I bet you played with some very good fullbacks.
Yeah, I think you can't look past Stefan Ratchford.
It's a joke, innit? He was so good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't look like a rugby league player at times as well. Like, do you know, like, when you have a look at something, because he was quite a tall sort of fullback, wasn't he? Like, the fullbacks obviously I used to watch when I was watching Wigan was Sam Tompkins, wasn't he? People like that. Whereas Ratchford was a bit different, wasn't he? He was a bit more...
Yeah, I suppose so, but he was like, he was a new type of fullback, wasn't he?
Yeah,
like, tall, strong, just good in the air, can kick, can do everything. That's why he can play, like, when I've played with him before, he's played winger, centre, fullback, 9, 13.
It's a joke,
just ridiculous, like, just another mint player. And like you say, you don't realise when you like think back now, because you become accustomed to being around all these people.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, fucking hell, he's up there.
And who was like that one leader you had on the pitch who was like the one you'd never sort of turn away, or like who was the best leader on the pitch?
Best leader, probably got to say Mike Cooper.
Yeah.
Just, he's the same, just hard as nails. And if he tells you to do something,
you're not going to.
Yeah, no, you're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? And just some players just have like an aura of respect around them, don't they? Like
nice.
Just do it for. And he was one of them. And he was the same. Like when I was younger, he did a lot to help me and stuff. And
nice. So he's kind of brought you up all the way.
So when I made my debut for like Warrington, which was mad as well because I'd just come off the back of dislocating my thumb.
Yeah.
Been out for 6 weeks. I got my cast off on the Tuesday, and then they had a COVID it, and they phoned me, the coach, and said, you're going to have to play on Thursday. So I played, and he like spoke to me on the Wednesday and was like, listen, just fucking get out there, do your stuff, don't worry about anything, like fucking enjoy it. And in that game, he played the full game, 80 minutes as like a prop, and was just, I was like, fucking hell, mate. Like,
Animal for 80
yeah,
minutes.
like just ridiculous. But yeah, he's the one who I'd look to as
the leader.
As a leader.
And then to finish off, I really want to talk to you about the Magic Weekend because I find it fascinating. Because for people who don't watch Rugby League, they'll have no idea how Magic Weekend works. So it's basically a weekend where you have a full fixture list in one stadium, don't you?
Yeah.
So yours was at St James's Park.
Yeah,
right?
Lucky for me, I've played in one and it was at St James's Park, which was just madness, mate. Just like, because being like a football fan.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I was like, fucking hell, St James's Park, and you get there and you pull up and you walk through and you're like, fuck me, these footballers, like,
Yeah.
it must be unreal. And then obviously we ran out, and there was like, I think there was about 25, 30, that's the biggest crowd I've played in front of, and I was just like, fuck me.
So there's thousands and thousands of people.
There was a nice moment, like I was playing and I looked over and like my mum and dad was in the stand, and I was like, it was, but it's mad. So like as soon as you're on and played, you're off, and then another game's on, and
how do it like changing rooms in that? Because obviously you only have 2 changing rooms, don't you, in a football stadium?
Yeah, so I think they like,
so
like if you get changed in 2 rooms, I think another team they must change offices or something. But there was like I'm sure that there was one where there was like a pitch outside of the ground.
Oh, nice.
And some of them was getting warming up on the pitch, so then they'd come straight on to play. It's fine. It's well run, to be fair. Like I've been to a couple of them when there was at the Etihad.
Yes.
And they was good there.
Is it like, so obviously at the Etihad they've got like a training room, like a warm up area. Is that made into a changing rooms and then you just
I think so. So like if you're the first team in the first 2, then the second match will be in that, and then yours get cleaned out pretty quick, and then they go in there. So it's pretty good. Like you say, I've only done it once, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But from my experience, it was finally ran. But it's a good spectacle for the sport, innit? Like
it's Derby's glory, innit? Because like, Wigan always play St Helens, don't they?
Wigan play Saints. Hull. Yeah, Cass normally play Waker.
Yeah.
Salford just play whoever, don't they?
Yeah. Whoever's like
normally Catalan, innit, Salford?
Yeah, because it's an anomaly, innit? Because obviously they're so close to Wigan, but Wigan and St Helens.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then it's usually like Leeds and another sort of Yorkshire team, whoever's left in there.
Yeah, you're right. Well. But no, they're good. They are good. But that was a good moment, personal moment, for me. I wish we won, but we didn't win. But fuck it, like, you can't do it. But
you class it as like a highlight of your career.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Like you say, I think always something like I can say, I've played in like the Magic Weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's something
pretty mad. Yeah, but like you say, they did a championship one as well, right? So that's called the Summer Bash, and that's the same. I
didn't know we did a championship one.
So it used to be at Blackpool Stadium.
Class.
And that was good, but the so like that's all derbies as well. So like Halifax, they played Batley and we played Bradford.
Yeah.
And stuff, and that was really good. That was really good as well. Just a chance to get everyone in one stadium, innit?
It's good, innit?
Like,
it's a good spectacle. And then because if you're a rugby league fan but you do like one team, you can go all day.
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean. Just because they're all good games.
Yeah.
You can just go and chill, and you find that all the mint games normally happen. There's normally upsets, isn't there? And that, it's good. I'd like to see it with football, but it'd just be impossible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be a logistical now. But the problem is the football is all the money in there.
Yeah,
like,
there's too many fans as well, isn't there? Like
Sky could come over and just say for Rugby League, right, we're doing this. This is the money we're putting into it.
Yeah.
And everyone would be like, yeah, fine.
End of.
You don't need to worry about it. Whereas football, there's so many different sort of factors on there. Mate, massive thanks for you coming down. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, no worries, mate. I just hope I wasn't fucking boring everyone. That's all I'm going to say.
I think people really enjoyed that episode as well. Do you want to shout out your socials? Is it Ellis Robson 2?
Ellis Robson 2, yeah, on Twitter. And I think it's Ellis Robson 7 on Instagram. Basic names from fucking years ago when you do it.
But then obviously with Keighley Cougars socials are going to be in the description as well. Go and show them some up as well.
And TW Design and Build if you want to see any bathroom masterclasses on there.
Nice, love that. Get on over to Instagram and don't miss out on that. Mate, massive thanks. If you are listening on Spotify, please give me a 5-star review. Really does help push the podcast out. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and comment down below. Let me know who you want to see on there. I'll try and get him as a guest on here. But massive thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.